Hi there, I'm Stephanie Moore with KCR Community Resources, and we are hosting Get Involved Lake Country online. And with me, I have Lynn Fanelli, the Executive Director with the Lake Country Museum and Archives. Welcome, Lynn.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Good to see you, if not in person. Tell me a little bit about your organization.
The Lake Country Museum and Archives has been around since 1985. It's located in Okanagan Centre in the original one-room schoolhouse that was built in 1932. There was an addition in the early 50s of a second school room, and in 1984 the school closed, housing only grade 5 students at the time, and the community lobbied hard to ensure the building wasn't removed for redevelopment. And of course, it became the Lake Country Museum Archives in 1985. And our role here at the museum is to tell Lake Country's story, the story of our Indigenous people, right through to European occupation up to today.
Great. And how do volunteers make an impact with your organization?
The museum has been run solely on volunteers for the last 30 years. They have had some help from the District of Lake Country with maintenance and care for the beautiful building that we're in. We are well supported by our district to ensure we do tell Lake Country's story. The volunteers have worked endlessly to document Lake Country's history. We have numerous publications that are available telling the story of our Japanese immigrants who moved here at the turn of the century, as well as the Europeans that came as well in the late 1800s, initially through the fur trade, and then missionaries came into the area. But the volunteers, on top of documenting our history, work to accession all of our collections in the archives and within the museum itself. There's never enough people to do all the work. We continue to get donations every day from our community to try to ensure we tell Lake Country's story.
That's great. I know I've been enjoying following all the posts on Facebook and the interesting exhibits you have and some of the videos you've had over the last few months. So it's really interesting.
Thank you.
What type of volunteer opportunities are available with your organization right now?
We need skills, people with specific skills, I should say, such as marketing. We need assistance with administration. There's always positions on the board of directors to get your feet wet, I guess, in that area. Right down to Harvey, who is our best volunteer, and he does the cleaning and makes sure that all of the exhibits stay dust-free. Construction, carpentry work. It's just endless. It's like running a home at a museum. So you can just imagine, right from the gardening out front to making sure the bathrooms are clean. We've also got, like I said earlier, some jobs that are skilled, such as marketing. We also have archives. So if you've got interest or education in library studies, that would be really, really handy. It's just a very vast area that we can pull or provide opportunities for.
Right. And you mentioned it's like taking care of a home, only it's more important because you can't replace certain things. So,
yes, some of our artifacts date back to the mid-1800s, and they're just absolutely invaluable. And we need to care for them and ensure their longevity.
Absolutely. You mentioned the specialized skills, so I think we covered that one. How many hours per week or per month do you expect your volunteers to contribute?
A lot of the more administrative tasks, we seem to see the volunteers 3 hours a week. If you do get involved with the board of directors, they meet bi-monthly. We do have one annual general meeting. And then there's working committees for archives, collections, exhibits, and that's probably once a month meeting plus the workload of maybe 3 hours a week also to be able to pull together exhibits, work on the collections, or archive any of the materials.
Great. And it's challenging now with the pandemic, but are there opportunities for volunteers? Is it an opportunity for social connection within their volunteer work, or are they working more solo on their volunteer work?
So our occupancy capacity is 19 within the whole building. Mm-hmm. So we've got workstations throughout the whole museum to allow everybody to do the proper COVID-19 protocols for social distancing. So we're at any point in time able to put 19 people to work at the most. And some days we have them. There's a lot of work when putting together the exhibits, some of the videoing that we do for launches now that COVID-19 is part of our day-to-day. So yes, it's definitely a nice place to interact, and there's always time for a cup of tea.
Yeah, that's good. If I wanted to volunteer with Lake Country Museum and Archives, what are the steps I'd need to take?
First off, have a look at our website if you've got access to a computer. If not, come down and take a peek at the museum. We're in Okanagan Center, 11255 Okanagan Center Road West in Lake Country. We're open now into the fall, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday afternoons from 1 to 4. And have a look around and see if something sparks your interest. And then there's just a form to fill out. And then just let us know your availability and what areas interest you.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like an interested volunteer to know?
It's the museum, the Lake Country Museum, is an inspirational place. By the time you've had your first visit, it gets you inspired to do more research and look deeper, not only into the history of people in Lake Country, but also your own history, and taking a moment to recollect on where you came from.
True. Thank you so much for your time today, Lynn. I hope you have a great September and into October as well. Maybe we'll see you in person.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.